I love watching police fail things, whether it's the actual police failing themselves or the perpetrator that fails. These embarrassing mistakes, slip-ups, stuff like that. It's just funny. I've said many times that my girlfriend absolutely loves watching body cam footage from police officers in the US, and yeah, it's a good laugh. It's a good laugh a lot of the time, I must be honest. There are some that are just downright hilarious. And, the reactions of people when they come up against authority, when they come up against a threat, they give it large, they're giving it all that at the end of the day. And then as soon as they come up against a threat, the actual police officer being like, I'm going to arrest you now. They run, they scream, they cry, they literally, do things in their trousers pretty much, or their pants, I should say. You know what I mean? It ends pretty badly at that point for them a lot of the time. And road rage people definitely make me laugh as well. So we've got a perfect storm here to make me laugh at this story, because a driver has been arrested for laughing at a police officer after flashing his lights. Let's have a look at the full story for you here, guys. Now, not all heroes wear capes. In fact, some people give you an indication that a police officer is ahead by flashing their lights. It might actually be a mobile speed camera van or something like that in the UK, but that's the universal sign for basically, look, there's danger ahead, and that danger might well be a law enforcement officer, so slow down. I'm not saying that I do it. I'm not saying that anybody that I know does it. But I'm just saying I've seen it happen. I have heard about it here in the UK. I do believe it's technically illegal over here, believe it or not. Hey, what are you going to do? They're not going to throw you in jail for that now, are they? Or are they? Well, in the United States, it's a bit of a murky issue because some officers don't like that. Now, some might take this as being a good thing. After all, if it's getting people to slow down and comply with the law, then why is that such a bad thing? They're achieving their aim effectively at that point. It's a deterrent, and it has worked, albeit indirectly. But this headlight warning is something that some people do classify as free speech. There's nothing wrong with doing it, but it has been going to court now since at least 2012. In that example, in Missouri, a judge made it clear that flashing headlights to warn other drivers of anything was protected free speech under the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. But that hasn't stopped other people having to go to court to defend themselves for doing so. And there was a case recently in West Virginia that showed up on the YouTube channel The Civil Rights Lawyer. Now, this was recorded on both the police officer's body cam and also the police cruiser's dash cam as well, so we've got two different angles of it. But it's the police that might be in hot water over this incident. Let me explain why. Because a man was pulled over by a police officer for allegedly flashing his headlights to warn other drivers of a speed trap, and he ended up getting arrested for that. Now, a conversation between the two of them preceded that, and it was relatively cordial. There was no kind of needle or nastiness really. But the officer then threatened to take the driver to jail over an unsigned registration card. The driver responded by laughing. But he wasn't laughing for very long because the police officer arrested him and he gave him a ticket for his trouble too. So what is happening with this? Well, the trial is currently in its discovery phase, so it's not going to be resolved anytime soon. Interestingly though, the judge did deny the department's request to throw out the case and to give the officer qualified immunity. Nice one. Always thinking they're above the law, those police officers, aren't they? So yeah, I mean, there's a lot worse things you could do on the road. I mean, personally for me, I got no problem with that. I really don't. If you're getting people to slow down, be more cautious, if that's kind of a wake-up call, for lack of a better term, it's definitely preferable to continuing to speed. It's definitely preferable than actually crashing into another car, a pedestrian, anything like that. It's definitely better than that. I know it might technically be against the law, but come on, man, there's definitely worse things you could do while you're driving around. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this one, guys. How do you think that case is going to go? Given past history of these kinds of cases, I think the defendant is going to be absolutely fine in this one. And I hope he's successful in his lawsuit as well against the police department, because that does seem like a bit of overreach, I must be honest. But your thoughts in the comments below on this one as always, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a fantastic day in the world today. And yeah, be careful out there. If you go flashing your headlights, police may not like that.